This is Mitch from PickDogs.com. It is Monday, October 28th, 2019. Of course, PickDogs.com. We cover every single game, every single day when it comes to sports picks and sports betting. And of course, I have a premium area where I give out my best bets. We do this live show every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, we'll probably be moving the time. I just got to figure it out. But in any event, got NFL action. We got 11 NBA games today. I have a few NBA picks up on videos on YouTube. And then the NFL game, I have a YouTube video on. I also have a premium pick on the game too, as far as the side. So try and get as much information as I can out there. Of course, PickDogs.com has only been up less than a month, so still a work in progress, but doing the best that we can do. Trying to put out more content than everybody else. I think what happens is, when you're building a website, once you're established, it's a lot easier because you're out there, you have the subscribers, you have all the people coming, so everything is kind of built in for you. When you're new, you kind of have to work a lot harder. And even though I've been around for 12 years, I still have to work harder now because PickDogs is new. So I just have to put out twice as much content as everybody else, and that's what I'm doing. So whatever it takes, when you're more established, like basically, 5 goes far. When you're new, you got to do 10. Morning. Great. You should give your parlay out in our Facebook group before the games start. That would be super helpful. No one likes people that give out the picks after the games are over. It helps no one. It's like, I don't understand it personally. I wish I did. I struggle with it. You guys know that. It's like, what is the point of giving out the picks after the game is over? You just want everyone to just congratulate you? Congrats. What we'll do is we'll start every show off listing every game every winner I give out. I think we'll have 2 viewers. Anyways, we do free picks every game, every day at PickDogs.com. Of course, on our YouTube channel, I got tons of free pick videos out there. Tons and tons and tons. I do more free pick videos than everybody else. Didn't take me long to start doing that. But hopefully you guys are having a good morning. Kind of slow, right? It's like after Saturday and Sunday, unless it's like a holiday or something, it's kind of like everything really slows down, right? It's like it's the same thing with me. This is not really a personal message thing. If you have a question about our Facebook group, you can email me, Mitch@PickDogs.com. Morning to everyone. That's it would be, I think that would be a show that gives out the picks after the games are over. I think that would be worse than the Picks and Parlays radio show, which is really tough to do, to find something worse crap than that. The worst show is the Picks and Parlay show. Yeah, if you have a question about a game, it's Team A versus Team B with the point spread or the total. So everyone knows what you're talking about. Well, we know that Ohio State, when it comes to the playoffs and playing the good teams, they don't show up, right? The last time they played in a college football playoff game, they couldn't score a point. So until Ohio State scores a point against a legitimate team, against a non-Big Ten team, we're going to treat them like the bottom feeder that they are. I mean, that's basically what it is. They can beat teams in the Big Ten. They can beat teams in Miami of Ohio and Cincinnati. But when it comes time to playing the Clemsons of the world, they score 0. Okay, we've seen that before. So you gotta earn it on the field, and they haven't done that. They've beaten who's in front of them. That's great. But last time we saw them in a college football playoff, they scored 0. So that's where they are. There's no baseball today, and if you have a question about a game, it's Team A versus Team B with a point spread like that. So everybody knows what you're talking about. Let's get to this one, Utah versus the Suns. I looked at this one last night, considering giving it as a premium pick. I think it's a pretty tough game. I've been on the Suns a bunch this season, and at least in the early going, and that's because there's a ton of value on them, as the expectations are low, and especially with Ayton out, it makes it even lower, right? But the Jazz are a really good team, and it's tough to not give them the respect that they deserve. This is a little bit of a tough spot for them, on the road here in Phoenix. And the Jazz, they haven't won on the road yet this season. And when it comes to against the number, they're just 1-2 against the number so far this season. The Jazz won in Sacramento. Their one loss was at the Lakers. They lost by 9 points. They were getting 3.5. Meanwhile, the Suns beat the Clippers, and they lost on the road at Denver. That was their one loss. They lost by 1 point in overtime. So the Suns are off to a fast start this season, and they've been a value team. That's what makes this a tough game. I still have to believe in the Jazz at this point, and I think that the Jazz put it together here and get the win and the cover, though Phoenix hasn't shown us a reason to jump off the ship yet. This is a tough game. I will not be betting it, but it's a lean. I'll take Utah minus the 4.5. Keep rolling right along. Dolphins versus Steelers minus over under 43.5. I have a premium pick on the side of this game, but on the total, I expect to see a low-scoring game. I think, the Steelers' offense has become more run the ball between the tackles, and that's traditional Steeler football. Run the ball and play defense. Meanwhile, the Dolphins, I'm not really sure what they're doing. They're trying to, break it down, and then, they're going to build it back up. And that's what you need to do in the NFL if you want to put together a Super Bowl champion or a contender. It's just they're a few years away. But you got to figure that by the time the Dolphins do get this together, that the other teams in the division will probably, or at least the Patriots will be deteriorating at that point because Tom Brady won't be around in 2 or 3 years. So, but in this one, I don't see a lot of scoring in this game. I like under 43.5. I like it a lot. I just do not. I don't see how the Dolphins score much, and I don't see how the Steelers. I think they're going to play it super conservative. That is their game these days. Hello. Yep, it is. We do have some rivalry games this week. A bunch of them. We got Miami, Florida State, Georgia, Florida. Kansas State. Portland versus San Antonio -6. I gave a premium pick out on this game, so you can get that one at Pick Dogs Premium. This one I did a video on. It's on the site. It's on the website, so you can check that out. We did this game. There's a video on this one on the site. Check it out at pickdogs.com. Expect your view. Warriors versus Pelicans -3.5. I'm not ready to get off the Warriors train yet. I know they've started the season horribly, but we saw them go through rough stretches in the past. I understand that it's going to be a process for the Warriors to try and figure out exactly who they are, but they still have a lot of talent on this roster. Meanwhile, you got to remember the Pelicans, these guys won the lottery last year, right? So they drafted first overall. They lost their best player, Anthony Davis. They drafted Zion Williamson, but he is not playing. So I don't understand where any love for the Pelicans can possibly be. I expect the Warriors to rally the troops here. I'm going to take them. We're getting them as a dog. I think they win on the money line. I think they win this game. Well, the Hawks have been playing well. This one, the line came out a little bit late. I wanted to do a video on this game, but the line came out late, and I was kind of buried with videos yesterday. So instead, we'll do it here on the show, which is fine. But both these teams starting 2-0. The Hawks, what we didn't see from them last year was any kind of defense whatsoever. And this year, we're seeing a lot better defense. They gave up 100 against Detroit and 99 against Orlando. Meanwhile, the Sixers gave up 111 to Detroit, but scored 117. The Sixers are definitely a much more balanced team and just ahead of where the Hawks are and where the Hawks want to be. The line is a little fishy in this one, but you got to figure that the Atlanta crowd is going to be up for this game. I'm going to take the Sixers minus the 4. I'm favorite heavy here, but I'm going to take them in this one. I just think you got to go with the better team. Morning. I gave this one out as a premium pick. He might or might not be in 2 or 3 years. He might or might not be. It's got to be Team A versus Team B. Point spread. Team A versus Team B. This is the format if you'd like me to go over a game. That's the way you ask it. Not like this or this. It's got to be so if somebody's just watching it, just tuning in, they'll know exactly what we're talking about. Of course, we do free picks every single game, every single day at pickdogs.com here on the live show. I just answer your questions from the audience right now. We got no more questions, so I guess I'm going to wrap it up. We took the Utah Jazz minus 4.5. We took the under in the Dolphins-Steelers game, the Warriors on the money line, and the Sixers minus 4. Quick show. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. I'll see you guys at halftime of Monday Night Football.